Good evening and welcome, viewers, to Thursday night at MATCHFIT Entertainment. And if you are regular viewers, you'll know exactly what that means. That means Asrnz, and it means Asrnz's 2026 ACC GT3 World Challenge, ladies and gentlemen. It is, we are a little over halfway through this series. It is round 8. We are at Suzuka here tonight. Massive fan of Suzuka here. I'm Davo, and J-Man, as usual, right by my side. How are you doing, my friend?
Evening, Davo. Good evening, viewers. Welcome back. Thursday night's as good as a Friday in my books, and
Oh yeah.
get to witness this good stuff once again. As you mentioned, round 8 Suzuka, 5.8 odd kilometers,
Yep.
18 turns. Very much a staple part of the sim racers diet these days. As far as us broadcasting, Davo, we certainly see plenty of it, and with no disappointment either, because it is a great piece of racetrack. Obviously seen it on the calendar in real life in recent past, obviously with Formula One and the like, but this one here will be big. One lap flying qualifying coming at you. So basically cycle these things up to temperature and then lay down your level best in this field of what appears to be 11 by my calculation. I think we may have had one drop away.
It does look like.
However,
Yep.
And then that will set us up for the first race, sprint race. Mandatory pit stop in both races tonight, 25-second minimum requirement here, and we're seeing these guys really starting to sharpen up when it comes to all things pit lane. And then obviously we will set the grid from race 1 for race 2, the longer of the two. Davo, expecting big things tonight, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Look, reasonable field here, J-Man. We are at Suzuka. What could be better? And nice sunny day here. Track temps are looking pretty hot, but look, it is Suzuka. Of course. But yes, a little over halfway through the season so far as the boys start to roll out in qualifying. Notable mentions, I suppose, a little bit of pre-race practice there earlier, and Perko there up to his usual shenanigans, and definitely got the front dialed in on the Datsun. J-Man.
Drift spec GDR. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely drift spec GDR at the moment. So that will be spectacular to watch, like it has been for the last couple of weeks. But also, Wilton back on track tonight. He spent a little stint in the comms box last week at the back end of the broadcast. And also Ashley Vediger back in the Mustang. The Mustang looks like it might have had just a little bit of a tickle on the paint job there too. So that's looking special as well. And yeah, good to see Ashley back, and good to see all the boys here this week for round 8 at Suzuka. Thank you, viewers, obviously, for
Damien
tuning in.
Jones, first car. I was about to call it, Davo, that he was the first car out there. Came in to turn 1 with a lot of anticipation, and look, the tyres kind of left the chat on that one, and didn't give him a whole lot of confidence, I think, for sector 1 here, as he really did just back it on in there. But look, he's still got around about another 5Ks to make good on that, but critical part of the racetrack based on the fact that, it is very, very fast down into there, and that initial entry, it's the first phase that you come in hot and you try and scrub off the speed before the last part of it. And unfortunately, it did break loose in the rear. He has got Lee Perkins trailing him on an outlet. So first indicative times will be displayed through Damien Jones, but I reckon he'll be brewing that moment down to 1, because these guys only get one crack at it.
They do, absolutely, J-Man. So Damo out on his first, his first and only flying lap here, J-Man. I think that might be actually Lee Perkins, who we just mentioned a moment ago, on his out lap. So he's going to get no pressure from him. Who would be that second car? He is done.
Second car will be the 74 car of Uncle Joe, I believe, unless he went out late.
It looks like, I think you got it. I think you're right on it there.
77 Sam Carson not far behind him as well, so hopefully they don't trip over each other at 130.
So DJ round the final corner there, J-Man. What is this?
Yep.
What's he going to hit here?
Yeah. 2023, still a very respectful time.
Joe Grimmer. Sam Carson, like you said, tailing him. Literally.
Tucked in the draft and goes 201.6.
Mate,
I think that may have...
There might have been a bit of going on there. Kenny Simpson across the line as well. Coming through the final complex, that little Casio, I think it's called, isn't it, J-Man? That little flip-flop.
Final chicane for sure.
Yep. We have got eyes on Leon Jean there, and I think that is Steve Ming just in behind here.
Yeah, Melling goes P2.
Nice work for Steve.
0. I see Simo on his way as well. He's coming down towards Degner, just come out of Dunlop there.
Oh, actually, he hasn't. I wondered. I didn't think I thought he'd already cut a time. No, he's on his outlet, as was Lee Perkins at the time. So Perko and Simpson on their flyers now.
Yeah, so Perko heading up towards Spoon as we speak, and you gotta watch this thing. Sometimes when he tips it in on a corner entry.
Oh, Kim, J-Man. Sorry to interrupt. Daddy Kim actually.
Daddy Kim to P2.
Yeah, just pipping Melling there. So notable mention there. I suppose 2 cars left on track. I suppose we should pick up on at least one of them here. That being the 68 Mustang of Kenny Simpson. Other, like we've mentioned a couple of times in the broadcast already, the Drift Spec R35 Datsun here, pedalled by none other than Perko Lee Perkins, aka Larry.
A lot of curb.
It didn't look pretty. It didn't look pretty at all, did it?
No, we'll see what it delivers. I expect him to go somewhere towards the front, and he does go to the top on a 201.677, so very, very close to Sam Carson's time. With Ken Simpson, the remaining car out there, looks like Phil Turner maybe had a track cut in that one and bailed out because, Simpson now with a good lap, 202.3, puts him P5, so kind of right in the middle of this pack.
Yeah, in front of Damien Jones, but you rightly so called Damien with a little bit of a slip up mid-lap there, so unfortunate for Jones. Lee Perkins on the front row of the grid, and this is moving along swimmingly, as we'll just give you a quick update on where we are and what's left to go in the series here. You can see we're over halfway through the series, round 8 at Suzuka, then Kyalami in South Africa, and then a trio of US tracks, which will be a great way to finish off the series. Quick sneaky peek at the points before these boys start their formation lap, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see there.
Yeah, notable mentions away too.
Yes.
Obviously with McKellar and Faraday, gives a unique opportunity for Perko, who has done his best possible job already by putting it on the front row to try and capitalise on some of that points deficit in the championship.
And Jones.
And Jones also as well. Steve Melling, Sam Carson, that's a good little battle there. Just one position separated in the qualifying, but equal on points leading into this round 8. Ashley Vettiger not that far away as well, 81 points. Simo 62. I think this will be a good showing here tonight. Obviously, Uncle Joe and Rowan first rounding out the 10.
Yeah, so nice work from all the boys, and a couple of omissions from the race tonight. And like J-Man said, like the most notable is definitely Jake and Shane at both the first and second in the championship. However, we are still going to have a cracking race here nonetheless. It's giving a few other a chance to a few of the boys there to take a bit of the limelight here. Another quick mention. This is actually a very worthy mention, ladies and gentlemen. Get your phones out right now. Get the camera going and just scan that QR code right there, because MATCHFIT Entertainment, GAMAFLARE, with in conjunction with SIMRACING and MATCHFIT have put together this fantastic little package here. The Get a Sim, J-Man, Get a Sim.
Yeah, awesome package there. But sorry, great thing.
Absolutely,
that is.
absolutely.
Lee Perkins, not so much.
No, Lee Perkins back to the pits there in the background. But yes, get your phones out right now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll leave that up for a few more seconds, so you can scan that QR code and just sign up, ladies and gentlemen, and you too could get a sim just like that, pictured right there. So interesting start to the evening for Perko. Relegated back to the pit lane. Not sure what's going on with the Dado. Gone into limp mode there, and they've sent it back. But there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. 3, 2, 1. That is all you get from the QR code for now. We will flash that back up a little bit later on in the broadcast. So you guys, so keep your phones at the ready. Don't go too far away. We are about to kick things off, ladies and gentlemen. The omission of Lee Perkins from the formation lap has put Samuel Carson, old Carso, up the front with Danny Kim joining him on the front row of the grid now. So a bit of a shake-up. Melling gifted back into third position, and then we look Samson in fourth. It really has changed the whole dynamic of that field there. So this is going to be an interesting race. And obviously, if Perko gets out, I see Danny Green in the pits as well, J-Man, for some reason. Darren Green in the pits. I do that every week. Sorry, Darren. Darren Green in the pits as well.
Okay, I don't have him on my data.
So he might have actually dropped out of server. There you go. Okay, so Lee Perkins. I do have Lee Perkins. There's a little sneaky peek of Lee Perkins sitting in the pit, so we'll have to wait until all these cars. I think that's the rule here, J-Man, isn't it? The last car across the start-finish line, then they release the pitted car. Is that correct?
Maybe a little bit further than that, actually. I think
okay.
all be cleared turn one before he gets a release, I would think.
Okay, so that's going to be a fantastic watch. I can guarantee it, if we can keep a cool head there, as the boys all formed up here. Heading through Casio now. Very awkward little final complex of corners to stay in formation. I tell you, that's definitely a workout for the boys. There's a few tracks on the calendar that test them there. But here we go. We're about to go green here, ladies and gentlemen. Round 8 at Suzuka here for Asrnz's 2026 GT3 World Challenge. And a very long lead up to the start-finish line. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. And a great start from Sam. Good, even start from also Kim and Melling, J-Man, as Simpson and Jones. Simpson gets off it to let Jones through, which has left him vulnerable to Wilton. Wilton takes advantage immediately. Simpson almost looks like he rolled right out of it and has put him vulnerable.
Yeah, Vediger in there too.
Vediger's gone with, so that has changed some.
Yeah, and Perko away. Basically, the cars were effectively into turn one, and he got released. So some 8 seconds off the back of Phil Turner. Actually, look, yeah, he's a long way back. So he's got some work to do, and it's a long night. Given that finishing positions from this one, Davo, go towards your starting position in the next one. So it'll be a very long game that Perko's got to play here.
Absolutely, absolutely. As we just picked up on a little replay out of Kenny Simpson's car, yes, M3, not an ideal start. J-Man, who was that off track? Sorry, in the background.
That might be Leon.
Yeah, it is too.
Up at the hairpin. I'm not sure what happened there, but he ended up out in the dirty stuff. So, good start for Sam Carson. Clean set of heels as he gets away. And look for, I'm going to say, definitely Perko to do a very early pit stop. And I think the other guy, based on...
We used to that, aren't we?
Maybe traffic could potentially be Damian Jones, although he has got a big air gap up to Steve-O.
Definitely, as we look over the rear wing of Sam Carson's car, Carso holding down the lead of the race in the first lap here. Nice start. Inherited the pole position after Perko getting relegated to the pit lane. But there they boys over the finish line for the first lap here in round 8 at Suzuka, J-Man. And the sun is low in the sky, I tell you.
Yep, John and Perkins both to pit lane end of lap 1.
No surprise. It's a bit of a trait of Perkins. He quite often gets in as early as the window will allow him to. Whether he's out in front or not, we quite often see him. It's just a bit of a thing that he does, and quite often makes it work as well. So interesting stuff. Oh, well, quite so. I don't think it is actually interesting because he does it all the time.
It's a strategy. It's a strategy.
Yeah, it's a Perkins thing, you know. So
yeah, the 43 car Steve Wilton really starting to put some pressure on the back of Damian Jones, and Farmer looks quite comfy actually in this car around the circuit here tonight. He's just starting to mount a bit of pressure, and we could just see Jones run wide at the hairpin.
Is he runnable to Bedecker now too? Oh, he's definitely runnable to Bedecker. Just literally blows by him. Oh, it's just
Jones maybe a couple of issues there. Just doesn't look his usual self. He's a pretty quick operator, and he's got company with Ken Simpson now.
So now remembering, I think it was Jones and Simpson were 3rd and 4th at the start of the race.
Yep.
And now we've got them in 6th and 7th. So they have very much gone backwards since the start of the race, both of those drivers, as they try and get some sort of rhythm, get some sort of, I don't know what they need. They need a little bit of temperature in the car, or a temperature somewhere. A little bit of vigour.
G'day, Matty Clark. Good to have you tuning in, bud. A smaller field here tonight, but plenty of action as Danny Kim starts to mount a challenge for the race lead on Sam Carson. Early days, only lap 2 of 11. I think, oh sorry, not 2 of, what's that? It's a time race, isn't it? So 20 minutes, so.
Yep.
What are we, laps 2 in?
So a little over 15 minutes yet to run here on the timer there. And look, and plenty of time. Kim is definitely well in touch in the Ferrari over Sam Carson. So, yeah, working hard, but kicking goals. And look, it wouldn't surprise me to see Kim up beside Carso sometime soon. J-Man, spotting. What are you spotting in the background there, my friend?
Lee Perkins just backing it into Spoon. And Uncle Joe on the jacks. Perko's got through on Jean. And he backs it into Casio, and look, that's not the fastest way around the racetrack, but it's pretty bloody spectacular.
Oh, sorry, who was that?
Lee Perkins. Who else? Who else?
Perko. Actually, I literally lost him off my data there for a moment, so he's clearly having some internet issues, and it is a little bit buggy, well, at Davo's end at least, with that car changing colours maybe a little bit every now and then. So that'll keep us entertained, if nothing else, ladies and gentlemen.
I see that. You're in. So the battle ensues at the front. Sam Carson, Danny Kim peels away, relinquishes that spot to Steve Melling. He gets the stop done, and we'll get a read on those stops actually now that we've actually had a few come in.
Jones in as well, J-Man.
30 for Perko, 32 for Uncle Joe, 33 for Leon Jean. Now that's interesting. Lee Perkins, 30 seconds, and he's made up a couple of spots in this race. Obviously Jones and Kim in now from a little further up the field, so I wouldn't think he would be undercutting those boys. But yeah, very good exchange there. And Perko moving forward, and that's kind of all he's got to do this one, is just try and keep picking them off. Oh, every time I pick him up on camera, he is literally full opposite lock. These tyres will not be required after this race, Davo.
Absolutely. Thanks, boys, for tuning in. Matty Clark and Wally Baker. We're missing you out there, Wally Baker. But yeah, look, real life gets in the way sometimes, my friend. But yeah, stay tuned and keep an eye on Perko. Doing some funky stuff on our screens at the moment, but yes, after starting from the pit lane, definitely on the march and looking forward. Steve Wilton has... What's going on there? Why am I a little bit confused about the positions there? Oh, that's actually better. Actually, no, that stayed exactly the same. So Ashley chasing Steve Wilton just in front there, J-Man.
Yep, and Jones with a very good pit stop, 28 seconds. Danny Kim, 29 seconds. So set the benchmark for the guys in front of them. Obviously, Melling and co do have to do a good job in the stops, because Danny Kim and Damien Jones certainly did a couple of nice stops. Obviously, they talk about 25 seconds as the minimum required fuel dump. I think we have seen one 26-second stop in the series so far. So obviously, there's a bit on the table, Davo, in the pit stop scenario here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, particularly in these shorter races, I suppose, you just sort of don't have the time to either, undercut or overcut. It's just the races are so short, and what are we now? We're over 11 minutes through the race, so time winding down rapidly. As is the gap shortening between Ashley Bedecker and Steve Wilton at the moment. The couple of the OG boys here, aren't they? The old school
ASR.
Yeah.
one Caprice, one Statesman. Yeah.
I think they will both get a laugh out of that one. That is absolutely correct, J-Man. I couldn't have put it better myself. But look, talking about Statesmen. Bedecker just sniffing. I think he can smell a little bit of blood from Wilton there. Wilton just ran a little bit deep into the hairpin there, the left-hand hairpin there. And that has closed that gap even more. And now look at them here as they run down onto the back straight here. Very, very close. Let's get over the bonnet of Ashley Bedecker's car here and just keep a close eye on what's going on here. Down into 130. Super fast. One of the fastest corners out there, isn't it?
It's pretty damn quick, and yeah, both of them very, very handy down the straight there. Both recorded an equal. Oh no, Wilton down a little bit actually. 257 plays Ashley Bedecker's 262 k an hour.
There you go.
Sam Carson from the lead of this race into the pits now. Davo's an important part of the race there, and I do see a Mustang in the background would be the 68 with Kenny Simpson coming in also.
It is absolutely James, who had found his way back to 5th position, obviously with a couple of pit stops already completed. Who is that in the background as well? Somebody else. Phil Turner.
Yeah.
Just rolling in the Red Bull Cup.
good time for Danny Kim to be going fast. Fastest lap of the race, 2-minute flat 0.8. And he will be literally trying to, with that 29-second stop, just go that little bit better and see if he can undercut Sam Carson here during this pit stop phase. And this is probably the biggest move you're going to see out of these front two. They were trailing each other at the start of this one, and we'll see if it can be won or lost on pit road. And I can tell you that Sam Carson matched him with a 29, so it's going to be bloody tight. Where is he? He's right there on exit. He is right there.
Yeah, so coming out extremely closely there. It was Carso on who was it? Sorry, J-Man, it was running down the straight there behind on front.
Sorry, what's that, mate?
Oh, Carso coming out, just picking up on a replay.
Danny Kim. Yeah, Danny Kim, mate.
Yep.
So that will be the effective battle for the lead once the guys in front have shaken out. The data's just taking a little bit to sort itself out there. Ken Simpson isn't between them. There you go. He is currently P6 plus 6.5 seconds.
So nice work from both those guys. Good, tight racing on track and good tight stuff in the pit stops as well.
Yeah, Ken Simpson, Phil Turner winning the battle on pit road, Davo. 27 seconds apiece, those two.
Very nice, very nice. As we see Ashley Redigar roll down the pit lane, yes.
Damien Jones trying to size up part two of the battle with Ken Simpson as well, Davo. So obviously we saw him all sorts of out of shape at the hairpin early in the race and got his pocket picked by a couple. Kenny Simpson, I think he ended up being one of them. Also Ashley Vettigan.
Well,
so that battle rages on.
Yeah, it was funny because I think Kenny and Jacques started on the same row of the grid. Kenny a little bit awkward and a bit snagging through one, and oh, look at this, as Kenny makes a little mistake there through 130, and they're side by side. And so as Kenny lost 2 or 3 positions literally in the first 2 corners, Jones, it wasn't far up the road where Jones pretty much went through that same scenario where he just sort of got it wrong, got it offline, and lost a couple of positions, and one of those positions was Kenny Simpson rolling back past him. So there you go. How was that overtake, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get another look at that. So a little tiny mistake out of 130 there, or through 130 from the 68 Mustang. These guys getting through Casio very cleanly, pretty much side by side, with the Aston getting a run down across the start-finish straight there. J-Man and easily tipping it into with no pressure from Simpson.
Good stop for Ash Vertiger as well. So he went 27 seconds, and what that means is it'll be all about the battle with Wilton and Melling. As we see, Kenny's going to grab that spot back as Jones runs wide at Degner 2 there, just before we come under the bridge. He was out in the gravel.
Oh, he's well out in the gravel.
And then
there.
Kenny blows it at the hairpin, so they just can't decide who wants to go first.
Stay tuned. This isn't going anywhere quick. Oh, look at these two.
Okay, Wilton to the lane as well.
Okay, I think there was one other, wasn't there? Oh, Melling as well. We're still waiting on.
There.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gone for one more, and I suspect he'll be in the back end of this one. So Jones, Simpson, the battle resumes. Danny Kim has fallen wayside by around 2 seconds off the back of Sam Carson. So post pit stops, Carso's done a nice job here. And Ash Vertiger finds himself in 5th, only around 3.8 seconds off the back of that battle. So I think Ashley's 27-second stop is going to be serving pretty good. Steve Wilton, he just comes out right beside Vertiger into turn 1. Vertiger holds his nerve and goes round the outside. The two statesmen still got plenty of gusto. Davo, what a move.
Whoa, that was close. That was close. As we just picked that up in the replay there, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, yeah, both of them actually holding their nerve there. Wilton just wasn't going to get, no, I've got a little bit of overlap here, I'm not giving this up, and Vertigus like, yeah, it's still going on. But yeah, awesome work from both of the boys there. Wilton
this
finally yielding there.
This puts a lot on the 713 car. He's got to nail this pit stop because he is gonna have Ashley Vertiger, Steve Wilton right on him. Oh,
man, J-Man,
to the lane.
How often do you see Melling that aggressive on a pit entry?
I reckon he knows what's at stake here. And,
it's pretty rare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. So Melling in Carso. God, what's he got to hit? He's got to hit about Carso, next car on the track. He's got to hit what, 27 plus? Well, where did the 27? At Vertiger.
Four guys. There's Vertiger, Wilton, Simpson, and Turner have all done 27s. Okay. Everybody's north of 28 to 30.
Okay, Carso into Casio. Through the first apex, through the second, Melling still on the jacks. J-Man is
it drops at 27.
Oh, here we go. It is on.
Drops at 27. Here the boys come. He's on the gas.
Carso a bit wide. Had to leave space. Melling's onto it.
Impressive. That's P2, P1 and P2 he's lining up for. He's done a fantastic job in the pit lane and the laps leading up to it. I watched his lap time before he came in. He ran a 2:02 flat, which is actually slightly quicker than Danny Kim's last lap. So he is a genuine contender here. He has timed this to perfection.
Wow.
Steve-O Melling, only a little under, a little over 2 minutes left to run in this race. And he has planted himself comfortably on the podium here and challenging for a race victory.
Absolutely. 100% J-Man. And Carso really needs to keep it together here, doesn't he? Because Melling hungry. You can see the body language of the Castrol McLaren there. That's Kim in the background. That is your top three. That is the podium pretty much, as long as these guys can keep it together for this and the next lap here.
Yeah, good stuff. Talking about OGs, there's an OG right there, the 713 car. He's been here.
Ah, founding member.
Since the inception, founding member.
Oh, just
a bit wide at Spoon there.
Yeah, looks like he just picked up a little bit too much on the outside curb there, on that multi-apexing corner there. Ran him a little bit wide. Hasn't given too much away to Kim, but oh, another big wriggle through 130. The pressure's on Melling under the pump, J-Man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He'd dearly love a front row start for this feature race, I'm sure. Jones just gets Simpson. Oh, look at the pace of Danny Kim's Ferrari.
Oh, here we go.
It is the final lap. Steve-O's going to tip it in.
Have a crack at it.
Tips it in. Full commitment.
Oh. Look, check this out from the helicam, viewers. Just, he's like, sweet, I'll give you the space, but I'm not backing off.
Right.
He just turned it in, didn't he?
Give it all you can.
So, yeah, held some nerve.
Yeah. God, we thought the Steve Wilton, Ashley Vertiger pit exit was like tenacious, but that was next level. Danny Kim there, actually just on camera there, getting a couple of wheels off in the sand, slowed his progress. It's Melling, obviously some breathing space now, as you can clearly see on camera.
Melling's up on the Delta. He is literally not giving this one up. Halfway through the lap on Sam Carson, he looks super solid. The second he made that move and ducked down through the S's up towards Dunlop and Degner, he has looked super solid.
We'll just get a little sneaky bird's eye view of what it looks like out of the cockpit of these cars at the moment with the sun so low in the sky. A huge amount of glare and sun flare coming through on the windscreen. They're now pointing away from it. So again, another weird sort of ambient light that comes into the car can be a little distracting. So they come around 1:30 for the final time here in the heat race. J-Man, the clock has gone 0. This is it. Carso through Cassio, Melling on his tail. Danny Kim not far behind. What a race from these boys. It's particularly in the final stages. So Sam Carson, Steve Melling, Danny Kim, that is Ash Pettiger there. Look how close these guys are. Steve Wilton, Jones. Got a little bit of draft away from Simpson there. Lee Perkins chasing back through the field after starting in the pit lane. Unfortunate situation there and in a very short race. Didn't make a hell of a lot of ground. Phil Turner, Leon Jean in 10th position, and Knuckle Joe Grimmer in a slightly massaged Mustang in 11th position, coming down to 1:30 for the final time on the final lap. So nice work from Joe there, bringing it home. J-Man, what a cracker that was.
Fun fact, Davo. Final lap of the race, the fastest car out there, Steve Melling, at 2:01.807. So, fastest lap of the race was held by Danny Kim at a 2:08. And then we do drop into a lot of cars being able to run those 2:01s. But yeah, impressive race there from Sam Carson. Held his nerve, a little bit of pressure, well, a lot of pressure actually at pit exit time from Steve Melling. Great battle from Steve Melling and Dan Kim. It was awesome stuff. And also Ash Vettiger, Steve Wilton put on a hell of a show, as did Kenny Simpson and Damian Jones. Good drive back through, grabbed a few positions. I think that was Lee Perkins managed to grab a few in that one. So just to help his cause into this,
I think Perko,
into the feature.
Yeah, Perko back up into, I think it was 7th or something there. So yes. A little bit of progress, slow going. We need to do a little bit of a service shuffle, ladies and gentlemen. So we shall be back in a moment. Don't go too far away. Refresh your beppies. Hit the like button on your way out, and we will see you in a moment. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to part 2 of Thursday nights at MATCHFIT Entertainment. Like we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Thursday nights means ASRNZ, ACC, Set a Course of Competition, and tonight we are at Suzuka for round 8 of their 2026 GT3 World Challenge. I'm Davo. Thanks for hanging in with us, ladies and gentlemen. J-Man back from a quick bathroom break. J-Man, we've got the main race.
Feature on, mate. And
Feature on.
yeah, look, we may have might be a battle of attrition out there because we may have lost another couple.
Oh, okay,
So
that's not good.
what was a short field may have just got a little bit shorter.
Ooh, okay.
Which is music to Lee Perkins's ears because he now goes up and starts from P7.
But
sure it looks to be that we have lost Danny Kim. Just trying to see who else we've lost.
Well, Greedy was gone. Anyway,
yeah,
so
he was never there.
He was never there. Look at these two boys here on camera.
Belling and Wilton.
It's playing up.
Yeah, look, and who's that? Asrnz trying to get as well.
That's Asrnz. Okay, so just quietly, there's clearly some skin changes between the two servers at the moment because we did look, those of you that are listening right now that are used to this sim racing malarkey will understand what we're saying. But yeah, just a quick server change there, and clearly Ash Bediger was in a slightly different painted car for the heat race and is back in his regular all red shell Mustang stunning looking car. So that is something I'm sure the ASRNZ admin will be addressing, but here we go. That is, like you said, JB, a slightly shorter field, maybe by one at least car by Danny Kim from the heat race, but nonetheless a good solid field. And even with a short field earlier, we saw a cracking race, particularly towards the end of it. Awesome stuff. Good close stuff from a few of the drivers, so it wasn't just the battle for the top 3 spots. J-Man, this is a totally different game when we get into these 50-minute races, so hey.
Yeah, like a lot more probably strategy to play. We know that they're predominantly opting for the fuel-only situation. It's right on the cuff, but they are hanging on to the tyres at the back end. This one here, it's obviously just after the hour of 3 in the afternoon. Quite temperature-wise, excuse me, will be up there. Sun's out. Predicted a very, very good racetrack out there at the moment. So yeah, they will. You'll see your early guys maybe, and then you'll have your guys that opt for the 50-50 split. Maybe the odd one might try and run this thing out long and just do the big overcut. But that said, the pace is very, very good. We saw that Steve Belling has the ability. There was less than a tenth of a second between those two guys' best lap time in race 1. Danny Kim was the fast guy, 2:08. However, he is no longer there. Lee Perkins, we know he was effectively the pole sitter for the sprint race before being dropped back to the pit lane through, I'm not sure what, maybe stewards threw something at him for being so sideways. But look, there's a lot
sideways
going on.
in qualifying.
Jones didn't look entirely comfortable as we head round Casio ready for the race start. So a lot to play out here, a lot to go.
Definitely, and obviously these guys buying for probably a few extra points to further their way up the positions table with a couple of the guys, obviously Jake McKellar and Shane Fodado, not here tonight. So a couple of guys could make some good healthy gains here. Actually more than just a couple with J-Man. as we are about to go green on the feature race here, round 4 at Suzuka Asrnz 2026. GT3 well
start once again.
Good clean start. Look at Perko straight away, up between.
Yep.
Up between.
Melling brave on the outside. If he can live here, he'll have rights for the left-hander, but it's just a little too far,
wide.
I think, the distance. Yep.
Little too wide. Again, Larry with more position in the back.
Jones looking to make moves here. Perko sideways already.
I think Perko's trying to get past Jones, Jamin. I think it's the other way around, brother. And it was. We're just picking up on the replay there now. So it was Perko getting the jump on Kenny Simpson. And Kenny Simpson again actually going backwards there as well with Turner passing him. But it was Perko with the jump. Clears Simpson and immediately focuses on Jones. Here you can see it in the replay. These guys two on not quite up to temp tyres. Both of them wriggling around. And oh look, already as the replay finishes, he's all over Manninger. J-Man.
Yeah, he's going to go for an inside move up at Spoon here.
Easily gets it done. And
yes,
already...
he's got pace early, has Larry. As Wally likes to refer to him as.
AKA Larry. Look, anybody that's an Australian New Zealand motorsport fan can probably connect the dots there. I won't spell it out for you there as he goes very, very wide through 130. And down into Casio for the first time here in the feature race, ladies and gentlemen. Round 4 at Suzuka, and Carso leads the way over Melling. After a little exchange early on, there's past Wilton, no prize, just gets it done, no mucking around, and
backs it in.
Just backs it in, backs it out as well, actually, mind you.
Oh.
No surprise. So, yeah, plenty going on. Carso and Melling will be they will be now in the crosshairs of said Lee Perkins.
Oh mate, he drives with so much vigor, this guy in this GTR. It is impressive to watch. I think those guys try to go that sideways, that'll be around for sure, but by day he's a rally driver, by night time here at Asrnz he tries to pilot a GT3 car, and he does it, not a bad job of it, given the rally pedigree, does Lee Perkins. But Melling hanging on to the back of Sam Carson early in the piece here. It is effectively only the start of lap 2.
It is, and what is pretty much the mid-pack in a very short field of cars is the Steve Wilton, Ashley Bedicker and Damian Jones battle, which is tight. Yes, it is only the second lap, because it is Suzuka, mind you. It is quite a long lap. But these guys all similarly paced, without a doubt, aren't they, J-Man? And it would surprise me to see that trio damn near that close at the end of 50 minutes here tonight.
Yeah, Jones looks a lot more comfortable in this one. I'm wondering whether he went out on the wrong set of tyres or maybe the wrong setup or something. But he is well in touch now with the Mustang and the McLaren in front of him. Perko has reeled in Steve Belling. He's only got 3/10, and this thing's a jet in a straight line as well. What is the mile an hour on that thing? Yeah, Perkins fastest out there, 262.
Wilton covering on Bedinger. Bedinger forces the issue, gets out of the dusty stuff, gets it done anyway on the inside there. Wilton doesn't want to give that up. Melling under pressure. Larry's pass.
Yeah, that went on from turn 1 all the way up to 3. So 5 spots gained already for Lee Perkins. He's on a mission. And as you mentioned, Ashley Bedinger on a mission as well. wants to clear out of this malarkey with Wilton and Jones.
Yeah, for sure. Well, a lot going on early in this race. Clearly, Perko with some clear pace out of the Datsun. Melling forced the issue, as did I think a few of the other guys, but to no avail. Perko just literally got that R35 on fire here tonight. And look, this is what brings us back to J-Man yelling at the mic, Jones.
Yeah, Jones.
And rightly
he had
so.
a big look at the boon. It didn't come to fruition, but he had a good look. Kenny Simpson now, be watching him as well. He's trying to put all the moves on Phil Turner. And he's got the horsepower down the back straight, but thinks better of it. Tucks back in. Actually, tucks back a little bit wide. Grabs a bit of the grass there before 130. That's not going to be great on the right hand foot, guys.
Not ideal.
So the margin, 2.5 seconds the distance between Carson and Perkins, so watch that space, but more importantly, Perko has put 1.2 on Melling. So what can Ashley Vededica do? Can he pull away from Wilton and Jones? It looks to be that way at the moment.
Look, that actually doesn't surprise me. Oh, as we just get over the rear wing of Vededica's Mustang there, and you can see behind Wilton there, Jones very sideways coming out of the turn 1 complex there. The car's tipping in nicely, but yeah, just that pickup on the throttle there, dealing with a little bit of oversteer. All of those guys showing great form early in this feature race so far, J-Man.
Yeah, and speaking, it is quite the duration. It is a 50-minute race, and I like the way that Steve Melling's driving this car early on. In comparison to Perko, those rear tyres are going to start earlier in the 3 car. So look for that McLaren Steve Melling to come back a little bit later in the piece. Obviously early days, and a lot of rubber underneath him at the moment. Lee Perkins really expressing how he can drive this car at the moment, but that will only last so long before it gets a bit sketchy.
Well, it's funny you say that, because it actually looks freaking sketchy now.
Yeah.
But that's him when he's got
just the way he drives it.
That's him with it when he's got a handle on it, isn't it?
Yeah, this battle Jones-Wilton is a good one. Jones tucked right up underneath.
He nearly touched him there, into 130. Oh, no, he's run wide. Pick up on a replay here. So Jones,
you won't want to do that too many times.
No, just a couple of wheels in the grass there. Sent him sailing off into the outfield there. And you are absolutely right there, J-Man. You won't want to do too much of that. He would have been trying to arrested the speed of that car in order to not get a penalty. How successful can they be at that sort of stuff when they're that far off track?
Yeah, exactly. 8.5 minutes into this race, we see the first pit stopper come in, and that is Phil Turner in the Ferrari, the number 8 car. So he opts to get this pit stop done early, opting for a pretty long run home on the tyre. 2-minute .937 is the fastest lap of the race, and it is held by the race leader Sam Carson.
Nice work from
have
Carson.
a 2.9 second lead over Lee Perkins, and then Melling back another 1.8, 1.7 back to Vededica from there, and you can see the gap from Vededica, 0.4 and then 0.7 to Jones. So that is a battle still very much worthy of a look.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we got cameras on Sam Carson's car at the moment. I really do like the look of this car. It is a very modern take on a Golf livery, and it just works. The guys have done a great job painting that car up, and looking fast. He's definitely taking advantage of his track position, J-Man, and just really focusing on his times, hitting his marks, and like I said, currently holding down the fastest lap of the race so far. Perko, on the other hand, loose as hell. something we're not used to seeing. And we are all praying and feeling for his rear tires because poor old things are cooking, no doubt. Steve Milling, Mr. Casual, seeing in the background there, not on our radar because he's just not doing anything wrong, J-Man. In the background here, let's have a look at this. Jones. So, it's still on.
Side by side.
Oh, Jones.
Good battle. Good driving, boys. To answer Wally Baker's question, I think it's dinner, something like that.
Sound effects.
Oh, he's the character, that man. But yeah, good battle there. Steve Wilton and Damien Jones. A couple of the old boys going at it. Damien's not that old, but he's been around a minute. Oh, Wilton cooks it at the Degner 2. It's going to give an opportunity for Jones to sneak down the inside here. Going to have momentum. Can Wilton live on the outside? Take the rights away at the hairpin.
But again,
Jones, it's a long way round. He'll have good drive. Wilton prevails once again. He's a crafty bugger, isn't he?
He is. Look, these guys are great mates as well. And very much a load of respect between these two boys as drivers and obviously friends. So these guys can race so close. There has been, I doubt there's been any contact so far in the race, and we have seen some very close quarter racing so far. So testament to those guys. Remembering Ashley Vediger was in that, making that a trio earlier, as we just see Damien Jones back a shot there. Very wide out of 130 there as we've got the cameras on Ashley at the moment. But Ashley has sort of found himself, as I was calling through the field there before, we found Melling in clean air, and then we've got Ashley Vediger in clean air, and it was only a lap ago. Here we are again. We're coming down the start finish straight, and we've got these two side by side again. Jones has got it.
Better run out of Casio that time through.
So we're going to just pick it up here, actually, out of 130. Looks like Wilton might have just gone a little deep in the braking area at Casio. And it just throws you off. You can't pick the throttle up all the way through Casio because of it. Gets a bad run out, and like you said, J-Man has the overlap, has the run in the big bad Aston, and gets it down into one there from both of those boys. Geez, they've delivered some great racing for us here so far tonight, viewers. If you like what you're watching, don't forget, hit the thumbs up, support ASRNZ and MatchFit in the process as the race continues. We are down to, something down to about 35 minutes, which is nearly 15 minutes into the race. So we're nearly a third of the way through the race here, and these guys actually still fairly close together. So if we get, see if we can get eyes on Sam here, actually, run it down, come back straight away here. And this is a pretty good shot here because you can actually see the boys. So there's Larry in the background. And it's not too far back. There it is. That was Steve Melling's car. And there is Ashley Vediger's car. And there is Damien Jones' car and Steve Wilton. So all these guys not that far from each other. Sort of a reasonable gap back to Kenny Simpson as we just see Wilton very wide at 130. Track cuts will be an issue, J-Man, I would suspect. It's not even like they're trying to do it, they just find themselves out there, don't they? So plenty going on. J-Man's run away from us. Oh, he's turned his freaking mic off.
Oh no, I was typing to Wally Baker and
you pressed the wrong button again. You pressed his mute button.
Yeah. But no, you're right. Track limits will be a factor in this 50, and you saw how easy it happens. The ones that you won't get back are the ones like Damien Jones made as he came into Casio, grabbed a little bit of grass on the left-hand side, and rather than rotating the car, opted to shoot down the escape road where you won't get that back. That'll be a definite strike. So there is a few spots out here that can happen. This one here as well, coming into the diggers there down the bottom of the hill. If they just run it out a little bit too far and come back on, they'll cop one there. It's not like a lot of tracks where there's a heap of opportunity to get one, but look, they're exploring every millimetre here, so that's how it does happen. So
yeah, and some tracks, I mean, obviously the restrictions are there, so the guys don't get an advantage from it. But like on particular tracks, and in some places here, I would argue is that when they make a mistake and they find themselves out there accidentally, and it's clearly not a game, they can get pinged for it, as we just watched Kenny Simpson there wrestling at his number 68 Mustang. So yeah, it's interesting. It's not always like these guys want to be where they are when they're getting these penalties.
Ashley Vertiger uses the escape road. That'll be one that he doesn't get back. And I was going to comment the lap
did
before.
he?
Damien Jones, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Jones did, but he was a second slower than Damien Jones the previous lap. Now the difference that time round, obviously Ashley got to escape down the road with an unregistered 2011. So kind of still a net gain, right? Got a cut, but actually did make an advantage out of it. So look, in a real life situation, that would probably be frowned on. He got away with that one.
Interesting
stuff.
stuff.
I can imagine, Wally. I'm still waiting for the punch.
Look, come on. I was trying to leave that one alone.
No, I can't leave it alone. Okay. He's left me hanging for like 11 minutes on that one.
Deary me. There's always something going on a track on a Thursday night, and also in the chat box with MATCHFIT Entertainment. Luckily, it is past 10 o'clock at night in New Zealand at the moment, because some of this might not be as PG as I think. But all good fun, all the same. Cameras on, Carso in the golf-inspired car there, stunning. Still, I think, carrying the fastest lap of the race. J-Man, I think it is, yeah. Perko in the background.
Yeah, Carso. Now, pivotal point of the race here is just the trend at the moment. The trend is that Ashley Vertiger is crushing down the gap. It was out to 2.5 seconds. It's down to 1.1. He's starting to make inroads into Melling at a time that, like I say, is pivotal, because Damien Jones, before that little off track that Ash had through Casio, was actually starting to make good inroads into that gap. And you can already see Steve-O may be thinking about a pit stop here, because he's because he just looked like he had lost his rhythm there, and that is now 0.9. It was only a lap ago, 2.2.
And you can clearly see Vertiger.
202.580 versus a 201.9. So you can see basically 0.6 of a second difference there.
And Vertiger making gains now, yes, clearly. So yeah, it looks a little bit rattled, and maybe he is distracted as he tries to calculate whether this is the right time to take that pit stop. Clearly not as maybe hooked up as we've seen him so far throughout the race, which has been going for nearly 20 minutes already. So we're sort of getting towards the halfway mark. I mean, these guys, some of them will obviously be starting to think about their stops without a doubt. Ashley Vertiger. Where's Jones here?
Pretty good.
Jones isn't that far behind. See, Jones has left Wilton behind as well. So Jones is on the march now in some clean air as well. So that's worthy of a watch, actually. I mean, he's really gone with Vertiger now. He's cleared Wilton there, which did take some time, mind you, didn't it?
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. It's a pivotal point of the race, because Jones was coming, and then all of a sudden Ash has stepped it up to bridge that gap to Melling, and he needed to, because of the pace that Jones was carrying. And Jones versus Vertigo last lap round. 201.977 for Ash, 201.930 for Jones. So still slightly quicker. Versus that 202.580. That was an off lap for Steve-O. That he's comfortably in the 01 bracket at the moment when he's doing all the things right. So we'll see what this looks like. I think you'll find that he'll be back in the mid to high ones this lap.
And I mean, it was obvious. Like, we didn't even have to look at the time. We didn't have to look at the data, J-Man. We were just watching it visually on track. He didn't look settled. He didn't look as slick he has been throughout the first half of the race. So, Melling,
all of them are Jones back in the 202s again. So the fast guy there is Jones.
There you go. And well,
it down on track actually.
Again, it looked like it. You know, we could just see him gaining on Vertigo. Vertigo's actually chasing Melling down. Although, I mean, these guys, their lap times fluctuating. Melling's, you know, obviously lost time last lap. Jones has made time in the last lap. Here's Vertigo stuck in the middle, still making gains, obviously, on Melling. These guys are going to be back together. I actually truly thought that it was going to be Wilton, but it's Melling that's going to be in this battle here. This trio is coming back together, but Melling replacing Wilton in that fight. So awesome stuff. As we wind down towards halfway mark, a little over 28 minutes to go. Here, viewers, if you like what you're watching here at Asrnz's 2026 GT3 World Challenge at MATCHFIT on a Thursday night, remember to hit the like button. And if you are new to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification so you don't miss out. We're streaming 4 nights a week, ladies and gentlemen, so plenty going on.
Yeah, so Melling, Vertigo, Jones. I'm sure that's a train that Steve Wilton would like to jump on.
Oh, definitely. And just looking at that there, we saw Melling, Vertigo, and Jones. Wilton well back from that, J-Man. The pit stops could change all this, though. And we talk about it all the time.
And Ash Vertigo to the pit lane. Jones follows him in.
There you go. Oh, really? Okay. Is that... Do you reckon Jones literally, unplanned, went, okay, Ash is going, I'm in?
Yeah,
I just covered it off straight away.
Yeah. Both these guys performed really, really well in race one. Both 27-second stops. So they'll look for similar now. A little bit easier, I think, for Ash. He's got the siding jacks. You can see he's just hanging a little bit wide, just trying to work out where the box is.
Yeah, good clean stuff. Good clean entry. So they are pretty much, we saw Turner actually in very early. That's Kenny Simpson actually just rolling in behind the boys there. But we did see Phil Turner up also in early. He's still out on track in 9th position. This is where it's all going to start to shuffle around. Jones still on the jacks. We have Vertigo still on. Jones off first. J-Man.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's good.
Yeah, I think Ashley's maybe taken a tyre in this one. 28 plays 32.
Ooh, and look, with what have we got? 26 plus minutes yet to go. That could benefit him at the back end of this race, couldn't it?
I would say so. I think he's opted for that, maybe for the rubber. We'll find out, no doubt, at the back end of it. But I reckon he's opted for a bit of rubber. He was just he was that much better than that with the fuel stop in the first one, I reckon. And he put a nice line of sight in. He pulled the car up nice and square. So I think that's a definite tyre change there, and look for some rubber at the back end, and hope that the opposition maybe don't do it, which I think is exactly what Jones has done, and see if he can make some inroads. What is the deficit? Okay, post pit stops.
Oh, sorry, Sam Carson in the pit.
3.2.
3.2 the deficit. Samuel Carson in the pit. Steve Melling again. And is this one of those power plays where he's just covering it off? That's actually Wilton. Did he?
And he came in hot.
Whoa.
He came in very, very hot.
We just picked up on a replay, actually. The boys wanted to have another look at that themselves. I don't know. We're going to soon find out, ladies and gentlemen. These guys don't sit around for too long here in the pit lane. Sam Carson, I think, his front row there. Oh, it's actually Melling, actually, on the pointy end of that. Yeah, those boys won't sit around there long.
Carso going for a tyre here. He had margin.
There he goes.
And it's gone on. It's gone 34.
Then it should be Melling, and then Wilton. Does Wilton try and take the gamble? No, Melling away.
Melling 32. Wilton 32.
There you go. Joe Grimmer now rolling into the pits as well. A J-Man in the background in the red striped car.
And a stop go for car
Steve
43.
Wilton. Steve Wilton? Yep. No shit. Oh, that's a... It did look hot on the... Come on, Farmer, up your game, brother.
Does Perko roll the dice here and come in for a fuel-only stop? You know.
Well, if he's got the gap, has he?
Carson went 34 seconds. If he goes in now and does a 27 for fuel only,
coming in.
Which
he's coming in.
It's coming in. If he does a 27 for fuel only, that's a net gain.
A lot. That's like 8 seconds or something.
7 or 8 seconds.
Yep.
Right. So
it's a lot.
And he was back around about 2.5 to 3. So take that calculation out. Still sees him the better part of 4 to 5 seconds ahead on the racetrack, with around about, by the time he gets circulating, 21 and a half, 22 minutes remaining. We could have a battle on, and Warren Baker.
Well, we're gonna,
you know,
make some money.
If he'd lodged one at the TAB, he could be on a big one here.
He could be. He could be. Joe Grimmer, they've dropped that Mustang off the bloody jacks.
Into the fence.
And it has rolled away into the fence. That car is clearly, Joe, maybe, potentially not at the wheel at the moment.
We've got a tie going on.
Yeah, and just,
and
what have we got
32.
time? Was it 32? So he's taking a tie.
So 2 seconds better off than Carso, but here comes Carso down the front straight. This is still going to be tight.
Oh, Carso's got him. Carso's got him easily.
Yeah. But it is
close. It is close. It is a hell of a lot closer, J-Man. He's probably more than halved it. Without a doubt, more than halved it, actually.
Oh, no, 100%. No, he was closer to 3 seconds. It's 0.8, 0.7.8.
Yeah.
And we know he doesn't wait for the tyre to come up, does Lee Perkins?
No, he's got this.
Lets it rip.
In the background.
Oh, look at the battle, which is Ash Vediger, Steve Melling, and Damien Jones.
Yeah.
It is on.
It is on. You can throw a bloody blanket over this lot. Like I mentioned just before the boys started pit stopping, we could see this scenario coming, but when we looked at it earlier in the race, that was Steve Wilton, where Steve Melling is now.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that colour of the car.
Based out of these guys in their pit stops, everybody out there taking a tyre apart from Damien Jones, I think, was the guy that didn't out of these ones. So Damien Jones at third in the queue here won't have the benefit of fresh rubber. At a time when I'm sure he really would like it.
Especially when he watches. Once these guys come up the temp, they've only been back out on track for about a lap and a half or so. Once these guys get up to speed, and you probably can see it already out of the exit there. Oh,
Perkins very wide at 130. So 0.7 just inside a lap has now become 1.5 at the front of the race. However, Melling, Jones, Vediger, and this is what we want to see with just over 20 minutes left to run in this one. Yeah, I'm not sure, Wazza. I don't think your man's got the goods I think there's a sure set of hands in the 77 car up in front of him.
Well, definitely. I think tonight, probably, maybe not on another night, J-Man, but definitely tonight, Carso has been very focused, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's hooked up. He's hooked up. But I tell you what, where the wild bet is the podium. Is it Vettiger, Melling, or Jones? I'm going to say it's going to come down to Vettiger and Melling, because I think Jones's tyres are just going to check out pretty shortly.
They're doing great.
And the way that Steve-O performed at the back end of the sprint race, I think Ash has got a big task ahead of him. But, you know, we'd love to see all these guys make the podium, but there can only be one more. And it'd be a nice comeback to racing at Asrnz if Ash Vettiger did pick one up.
And we're just getting a little bit of in-car, actually. The boys just ducking from front to rear on Steve Belling's car there. So out of the bottom, clearly Steve Belling staying in touch with the Vettiger Mustang. However, they get out of the rear wing, just back at the hairpin there, we can see Jones struggling to arrest the speed on that car, not getting it turned in and losing a whole bunch of time as he's showing the effects of that tyre already, J-Man.
I think lap by lap it's just going to get worse, you know, like his fall off from here on out versus these boys in front that have just bolted a fresh set of sticky yellows on. I think are going to really just compound his problems.
And we just see the car again off track.
Yeah.
That's not going to fly too long with the stewards. And there it is.
For it too.
Immediately.
Yeah. And we saw him have that unfortunate one earlier on when he was trailing Farmer and had to run down the escape road. So it's just unfortunate. But look, that's going to put him back, I believe, with Steve Wilton. Give Steve Wilton some entertainment for the final quarter of an hour or so by the time that's done.
But
Perko with a bit of a charge as well, Davo. 7/10 of a second now back. It was around 1.5. Now it's back to 7/10. So a little bit of a late splurge there.
Yeah, look, and both these guys on fresh tyres as well. As far as our calculations would say. So it'll be an interesting run. We have been talking Carso up. He has shown us an amazing focus throughout the evening so far and over the past couple of weeks. But Perko, you just can't rule him out, can ya?
Oh, you can't rule his tyres out too.
Wow.
It's like on cue. It's like on cue. It's like every time I click on that car, it is sideways.
Oh, we love it. We love it. So, Perko, Picasso, J-Man.
Good battle. So, what are they been racing for about 35, 34 minutes or something, somewhere.
Look at the punch in a straight line this Datsun gets. Oh, it ranges up on the outside of Carson's car there into one.
Yes, it's actually pretty hard to defend against. It's got a lot of mile an hour. He's got 264k through the speed trap versus 257, so it's definitely a strong suit of the Datsun.
Well, you can just tell by the body language, it's got no rear wing on it. He's just got it so flat. It's not doing anything. What a great battle, and with, what have we got? Like, only a smidge over 15 minutes to go running this race here. This will, well, we're hoping will run down to the wire. Well, we're expecting so, as do we expect, and no pressure guys, but the Ashley Reddick and Steve Melling battle to continue all the way to the finish line, because like we've been speaking, that is the number 3. That's the bottom step on the podium. So definitely worth fighting for from both of them. And we saw that as a 3-way battle off and on actually throughout the race at the beginning and just after the pit stops there. But Damien Jones, unfortunate drive-through penalties, taking him out of that race. And now Vediger's just got to keep cool head. Melling's got to stay focused. Chase Stevo. And try and stay in touch with Vediger. The gap between Sam Carson and Lee Perkins is tight.
Yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff. Good battle going on out there. And like, I think these boys are definitely going to take this down to the wire. And kind of get the feeling that Carso needs to keep that car in front. If that Datsun gets through with the straight line,
he's run up the outside. He's run up the outside again, and he was actually in front of the McLaren there as they tipped in. It's a brave man to even just put it out there. Carso clearly giving him a little bit of space there, but just to be able to have the confidence to throw it at that corner on the outside in the marbles and have the trust in Carson that's in front of him to give him the space, and whether he pulls it off or not, J-Man, just the balls to get it in there, into that position in the first place.
And go back on your replay, Melling doing a stellar job in the St. Peters to the racetrack as well as those boys, and he was right on the back of Ashley Vediger through there as well. So still with him, 0.2. You don't even need the delta to know how close these boys are. Melling is since the timer is starting to run towards that final 10 minutes and has upped the ante and has put a whole ton of pressure. And look, Ash a little bit wide of the apex at the hairpin. Steve Melling goes down the inside. Ash will have that nice drive from that wider line, but Melling searching. What was the catalyst there, Davo? Did Ash make a mistake or something? Because that crushed very, very quickly. Okay.
We're just picking it up on the replay there. So Ash didn't actually look like he did anything wrong into one, apart from being slow and conservative.
And all over him.
And by the second apex to one and the exit, and Melling's all over him and has not let it go. Extended replay here, ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a little bit of insight on to understand why these two cars are so close together and that battle is heating up. Yes, J-Man.
Front straight, and Perko got a much better run and went straight to the inside this time. He tried the outside last lap. He's gone to the inside. Already done before they get to turn one. He is clear. So this is an important moment here for Carso. He knows how strong the car is through the twisty stuff. It's stable. It's not sideways. He knows that Perko's is. He needs to put pressure on him, make him drive it sideways, make him chew the rears up.
That is an intense battle right there, as is. And you can just see back a shot there as we get back to the trackside cameras on Perko and Carson. You could see the boys, Ashley Vediger and Steve Melling in the background, not too far behind. Can Perko run away with it?
Look, every straight. Oh, a little bit much of that stuff, and that'll just give Carso the opportunity. But you watch the horsepower as they come out of Spoon. If he's still in front, he'll just drive a few car lengths away from that McLaren. So that's why you can see the intense pressure that Carso's applying. He knows he's got to stay with him under brakes through the tighter stuff, because once it goes full acceleration zone, you watch the stats and stretch its legs. See it already there, 3 or 4 car lengths just coming out, and the Degner's up to the...
And you're going to see it here again, aren't you, J-Man? Oh, he gets it super sideways just again, and we talked about this in pre-race practice. He just deals with that. Unbelievable.
Carso was committed to his line. He couldn't actually do anything about it either. You could see he wanted to drive underneath him, but the car was already laterally loaded through Spoon. Turning down any tighter could have ended in disaster. But he is right there. This is a fantastic battle. These guys operating at the absolute pinnacle of their abilities, and very, very quick too, I might add. Both drivers in the 201s last that round. What does this display come across the line. It was a big sideways moment, and so I'm not expecting magic on the timing totem. 202.0 versus a 202.5 for Carson. So even with that moment, Lee Perkins still does the job on the lap time and holds that slender margin for the lead of this race.
Wow.
So Melling and Vertigo back to that same piece of racetrack. And just want to see if there's an issue there for Ash as he coming through the S's. Is the car a little bit unsettled? Does Melling make the margin back? Is the McLaren that much better through the twisty stuff?
I actually think it was it's the entry into one that he's just not comfortable with the car on that initial apex, which lets Melling range right up behind him, and then they seem to be pretty equal up the hill, you know, like through the rest of it. It's just that deceleration into one there doesn't look like Ashley's confident in the Mustang there. Look at this battle between Perkins here, Jamie.
Oh, it's fantastic, as is the battle with Melling and Vertigo. But once again, Carson needs to keep pressure up at this part of the racetrack. Make Perko get sideways again into Spoon. He's got a bit of margin this time, so a lot tidier that time. Oh, it still wanted to break away on him for sure. And he gathered it up nicely and get to stretch the legs down here. Just under 9 minutes remaining in this one, viewers.
Oh, Melling super sideways.
Yeah, he's pushing hard.
Just gathers it up. It was tucked well under Ashley Vertigo's there. Just lost a bit of space out of not being able to pick that throttle up as hard as he would have liked. Into Casio now. Melling starting to throw the McLaren around on the chase.
Go super tidy, mate, into one that time round. No sideways at all there. Just super slick.
What? What the hell's going on there then? Oh dear. Which side is for Perko? Oh.
There it is. There it is.
See the transition.
You don't have to wait too long.
Oh, out of the right hander. Just gets.
This is the spot here too. He's pretty much sideways every time down through here. Oh, super clean
tidy.
that time.
This is close. How long are we going to get here? Oh, a little over 7 minutes. This is definitely not over.
No, far from it. Far from it. Wilton and Jones come together as well now on the racetrack. Not literally, but
wow.
Time perspectively.
You did call that. You definitely called that after Jones through, and there they are, ladies and gentlemen, just coming out of Casio there, and TJ. It just it looked like Perko was at the wheel there, coming out of Casio.
Well, the thing is poor old Damien Jones, when he came through the pit lane for a stop go, they said, mate, you can't do anything to the car.
No.
You're here for a wrap across the knuckles, so those tyres have got to press on. And such it is that Wilton, with his nice tyres, has turned up. So 3 very, very good battles going on. There's more than 3 cars out there at the moment, but I'll tell you what, there's a little bit of margin between some of them, but not so much Wilton Jones. That is going to transpire into something very shortly, I'm sure. And Melling still got a lot of pressure on the back of Vertigo. About half a second difference there, and about 7/10 at the moment for Carson and Perkins. But yeah, Perkins doing the business.
Oh, absolutely. Just getting a little bit of a on-board replay of the boys coming up. That was actually Damien Jones and Steve Wilton. So out of the on board of Steve Wilton's car. They're just coming up on a out of position car. I think it might be Joe Kruger. And just blasting past Grimmer, obviously with great presence of mind to just move that car off to the side a little bit, just enough to let those boys blast past, and it pretty much did not interrupt their battle whatsoever. Lee Perkins now stretching his legs and opening a little bit more of a lead on Sam
he
Carson.
got it out to a second.
Yeah, yep. So Carson's got some work to do. Perko, will those tyres last another 5 minutes? Time will. Ashley Rediger, well, he has definitely still got some work on his hands with Steve Melling tucked right in behind him.
Yeah, the thing is, at this point now, with just under 5 minutes to go, I reckon every one of these guys is fully grip limited. They are maxed out now. You know, if Steve-O had any more, he would have, he'd be showing it right now. So he's just going to keep the pressure on and hope for a mistake here from his old mate Ash and run this one out to the end. Also, Carso, I think probably the best he can hope for, given certainly the speed difference down the straight from the stats, is that Perko just spends a couple of seconds in opposite lock mode, which he's used to, and sneak down the inside. So that's not done at a 7/10 margin.
True that. And entirely likely, to be honest, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of left rights here, so
well,
you know he likes to link up these transitions.
Well, look, Ashley, let's get a little bit of a bird's eye view. We'll stay on the dash cam of Sam Carson's car as he chases Perko up the hill in the drift spec R35 Datsun. Ladies and gentlemen, Perko just a little reserved there. But when he does get the grip back onto those rear tyres, damn, that thing's got some punch in a straight line. And literally drives away from the McLaren once he gets it hooked up. Hard to chase.
Melling is so good down into the Degners, Davo. Any margin that Ash has the start of the lap, he just evaporates it as they drop down the hill underneath the bridge. He is super tidy down through there, and look, if he's close enough and Ash makes a tiny little error at the Degner too, he will be in there like a robber's dog.
It's only going to be this and one more lap, isn't it?
Yeah, it is this one and one more. Yep. Ooh, hang on.
Might be one more after that. Jeez, it's going to be close. No, actually, where's Lee now?
Yeah, no, it'll be two more. It'll be two more.
It will be two more, eh?
All right, and I tell you what, I don't reckon Sam Carson will be complaining about that either.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, they're going to cross the line plus 2 minute 15.
Oh, yeah, 10, at least 2 minute 10 easily here.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so there you go. So it's another lap plus another lap. So two more laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Like you said, Carso will applaud that. And Perko nearly opposite lock all of the way around that corner just then, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Really? And just deals with it. Does the rear tyre deal with it? He's got two more laps. It'll only take the slowest of mistakes.
Give it all you can.
Ash Bettinger. This is not over by a long shot, J-Man. Two more laps. Again, I think Melling, like Carson, will be going, yes, you know, I've got two more shots at this.
Yep. The other thing as well is, did everyone in the field predict that it was going to go that amount of laps? Are the cars fueled for one more?
Well,
does someone have to lift and coast? You know, that's the other thing. Will
true
right
that.
on the back of Jones. He's wishing that there was one more lap too, I'm sure. Carso super close, but we know what the stats can do down the straight towards 130. It could just hit the NOS, boost on out of there. Melling right in touch with Ash Vertiger. Melling does look good when they get down to Casio. The last couple of laps he's been super in touch, so the car obviously working really well through 130. Yeah, Ash did a nice job through there that time.
Tidy stuff.
Oh, he cooked it a little bit at Casio.
Pressure's on.
The pressure is on. It's going to be a big last lap for 3. Well, effectively 6 drivers. Perko, Carso, Verga, Melling, and also Jones, Wilton. Well in the thick of the fight.
Remembering Jones and Wilton are literally just up through the Degners there and under the bridge, well back on the boys at the pointy end, and these guys are actually coming. Like, given if they had another 10 minutes, they would literally lap them. I would suspect. So
Melling is going full send on this lap, just the way that he attacked the S's at the start of this lap. He was borderline bumper to bumper there with Ash. He was on full attack mode. Carson now, he is 0.1. He's having a look up at the hairpin. Perkins goes and covers. Can Carso tuck it back down? Gives him a little bit of front to rear contact on the way out. Was a nice line chosen by Lee Perkins to cover off. He knows he's got the horsepower up here. Carso needs to pressure him into Spoon. Make him get sideways. See if he can pick his pocket down the inside. It's the last opportunity. Around about 3 Ks left to run on this lap, 2.5. He's right there with him. Can be a late charge. Late deep break down into Casio. Gets a nicer line, a little bit squarer than Perkins off a Spoon.
we get back into Melling's car, same scenario. Different make of car. Oh, Melling.
Right.
This has. And here it is,
So deep
Carso.
right on the bumper.
This
Right
is
on the bumper.
down to the wire racing. What a stellar
Well
job.
done,
Lee
Lee
Perkins.
Perkins.
Bringing it home.
Beautiful race. Back to Melling. Ashley Verga tips it in tidily into Casio. Melling's still there. It'll be status quo. Ashley Verga's going to pick himself up a podium here. Gets the 3rd spot. Just ahead of Steve Melling. Wilton, what can he do? They are coming up through the S's. That's how much further they are back. Kenny Simpson.
Oh, yeah, they're miles back. Simpson's coming through Casio, J-Man, like you were
Yeah,
just
he'll
about to
grab a
mention.
nice top 5.
So top 5 for Simo. Jones, here they are through the Degners. That is how far. Like I said, another 10 minutes or so. I would have thought that the leaders would have started to sneak up behind these boys. There was actually quite a healthy gap between these boys.
Yep.
So, we will watch that wind down as we congratulate Lee Perkins. And Sam Carson. And Ashley Verga on their podium finishes. J-Man, as we just watch this wrap up in the background.
A little sideways moment off a Spoon for Damien Jones here. Just keeps Farmer well and truly in the fight for a break move here. And look, if anyone's going to go big under break, it's going to be Farmer. Here we go.
He's just encouraging him.
Yeah, send it, Farmer. Send it. Don't even look it.
Come on, you got me. You got me. Go
Oh.
How deep? Going in the McLaren. Nice work, Farmer. Nice work from both the boys actually there.
Look at how tight this is.
Damo.
50 minutes. Over. It was like 52 minutes of racing for those boys.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely was.
Anyway, well done, boys. We will grab Ashley Verga down here in the hot box, and it's been a hot dang minute since I got to have a chat to this man, and he bloody earned that. There was no doubt, I'm sure, in his mind that he was making that podium. Ash, you got us on comms?
Stand by, fellas.
Standing by.
Yes, go ahead.
Mate, like I said, it's been a minute since we've had a chat, and it's been a minute since we've seen you in the podium hot box down here. But man, what a great fight! I mean, either way, I'm sure you probably would have been happy with the battle that you had out there. But you came up trumps off over your old mate Steve-O. What a battle, mate!
I'm spent, and so is he, apparently. But he was having throttle issues. So he wasn't at one stage he wasn't getting full throttle, and then he worked out if he pressed hard on the left side, something like that, then he could get full throttle. But I couldn't get rid of him. I kept making little mistakes and couldn't get rid of him. But that was fun.
Yeah, no, look, it was epic, mate. And look, you're in the thick of it from the get-go, that one there. And obviously, pretty action-packed sprint race as well. But that one there, right from the get-go, I think Davo called that he thought it was going to be Farmer in the mix there at the end with the battle, but it ended up being yourself and Steve-O. And look, it was one moment there that we picked up on. Looked like you were a little bit slower out of one, and Steve-O really put the pressure on, and it stayed that way predominantly for the rest of the race. But mate, beautiful lines, and held your nerve because he was bloody looking for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Mustang, it's not the quickest out of the corner with the BOP that it's got, but it's nice and benign to drive, apart from when it wants to swap ends on the exit of the corner, which you just got to remember to accelerate smoothly and not tromp on it.
Yeah, no, too right, mate. Well, that was fantastic, mate, and a well-deserved podium. I don't think Steve will be that disappointed because he just got 50 minutes of absolute pleasure chasing you, mate. So well done on that one, Ash. And as per usual at the moment, mate, a couple of things have changed in the hotbox. We give you the opportunity to thank all your sponsors or your supporters out there, and if you haven't got any, reach out for this guy. He makes podiums. Floor's yours, Ash.
Yeah, no sponsors, but I'd like to thank Mr. Farmer for my skin.
There you go, Farmer.
Which I did believe I forgot to put on the first time, or I thought I had, but I hadn't. So I think I had it for that second race.
Yeah, no, you did. We did notice that. Davo picked up on it pretty quickly, and it was back to status. You know what it should have been in the second one. The car does look fantastic, and it looks fast as well too, obviously. So well done, Ash, mate, and good to see you back out there enjoying your racing. And it doesn't look like you've lost any speed since I last saw you, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much. We just need to get a few more cars on the grid, but it only takes 2 to have a race, I guess.
That's it, mate. That's it. Fantastic. But well done, mate. Well done on that, and good time for a bit of a break now.
Cheers, boys.
Thanks, Ash.
There you go.
Ash
Vediger from P3. And we'll grab Carso, the guy I probably would have put money on was going to take that one because he looked like a sure set of hands. But, man, the old Datto, just a lot of horsepower in a straight line to deal with. Carso, you got us on comms?
G'day, gentlemen. How are we?
Mate, well, we just got treated, mate. We got absolutely treated to a spectacle. There was 6 cars, so 3 battles pretty much the whole way through that one, just going at it. And yourself were one of them, held out the better part of that, opted to lead that one away and look to do a nice job, outwards of 3 seconds at one point. But your old mate Perko just chasing you down, Carso.
Yeah, I need to work on my pit stops. I was a little bit sloppy, I think. And then I made a little error because I came out just in front of him and I started to pull a bit of a gap. And then I made just one little error and that was enough to close the gap. And then on the straights, that thing was just unstoppable.
It was lightning, wasn't it?
I tried to block it a few times, but once he was too close, it was game over.
The eyes would have been like dinner plates, mate, coming out of spoon there. Probably with about 10 to go, you would have been watching Perko all sorts of crossed up on the exit of spoon, but you had nowhere to go, Carso.
Yeah, he was definitely a little bit wiggly. But yeah, again, once that thing just got some traction on the straight lines, it just literally disappeared. Yeah. But no, it was good fun. I was a little bit worried seeing 9 cars on the grid that there wasn't going to be much action, but there was definitely action. That was really enjoyable.
You guys put on a show, didn't they, J-Man?
Yeah. Oh man, that you know, if you get the chance to watch that back,
yeah, well, definitely.
Fantastic racing throughout the field. Good battles, and what was, you know, definitely action packed from start to finish. That one there, Sam. So well done, mate. And look, if you want to give your sponsors a shout out, now's your chance. But congrats on that second position tonight, mate. Of like which I said, I thought it was going to be a first based on the performances.
Yeah, well, I mean, I managed to get myself the first in the first race, but no, not for the 50-minute race. I suppose shout out to the boys at 777.
Awesome.
Yeah, go 777.
Hopefully we can get Mr. Mossy back here next week.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, get the boys in to represent. Get those numbers back up. I tell you what, just add a couple more to the battles. But hey, fine performance tonight, Sam, and well done on that one, mate. Cheers for the chat.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
There you go, Sam Carson from P2. We'll get.
Last but not least.
We'll get this man down here, and yeah, he's probably just having a debrief with the pit crew, and they're like, "Mate, those tyres are fucked."
He's probably on the phone to bloody Wally.
He probably is on the phone to Wally. Lee Perkins, you got us on comms, mate.
Yeah, mate. How you doing, fellas?
Mate, well, we're good. We just got treated to a really, really cool spectacle, and it was the battle between yourself and Carso, and obviously
Stella
Jones and Wilton and bloody Melling and Vertiger. But mate, you measured that one beautifully. Your mate Wally had you pegged right from the start of the race to win that one. If he's clearly got a crystal ball going on there, because I thought you were going to smash the rear tyres off that thing by about lap 6.
We did. Nice work.
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
work,
They weren't happy by the end of both.
They weren't happy.
Oh, hey, look, magical pit stop as well. Gained a couple of seconds. I think that was a pivotal moment in the race for you tonight. Obviously, really, really good at the pit stop time, and closed that margin back down. It was around about 3 seconds prior to thing, and then you closed it down. But saw the brave moves to the outside of one. Davo and I both in awe about how you managed to make that thing live out there in the marbles, but opting obviously in the end to go to the inside and just hit the afterburners and get the job done.
Yeah. I trusted Carso. I knew he'd leave me a bit of space, so just had to sort of take some chances, I guess, and maybe sort of make it look a bit unpredictable and sort of get him second guessing me a bit. Had to get a good start, obviously being in the pack. First pissed up in the first race wasn't the best. They had to move the car on the jacks, which is always a couple of seconds. So just wanted to get that right. Made sure I lined it up on the arrows, so it was straight up, which was good. And I saw him come straight past. Then I knew it was on. So yeah, exciting times.
Talk to us a little bit about going into this week too, Perko. When we see you comfy in the car, and I think comfy in the car for you is definitely, expressing the
looking out the side windows.
Yeah, looking out the side window. I think that's fair to say. But just talk to us a little bit about the preparation that maybe has gone in over the last couple of weeks, because we're back to seeing vintage sort of Perko stuff, up towards the front, obviously winning races. And, is there a different style of preparation that's been going on of late? Is there more focus on this at the minute, or you just found something in the car that works for you?
Thanks, Joe. I mean, look, the Nissan's a bit different to the BMW, obviously. So it's taken me a bit of time just to work out setups and try to get the car stable, especially the rear. It's obviously really temperamental, which takes a bit of time to get used to. But you can't sort of go in and just half-ass set up. It just won't work, and that's sort of shown a few times. So went on Monday, went again yesterday, and just got the setup right, and it was pretty good. So I was able to push today and get that consistency going rather than rally drive half the time, which isn't always quick. So it was good. I couldn't catch him first stint. He was just too quick, and I didn't really want to risk it because the pressures were a bit off. So I just corrected those and came out close enough. And once you get in the draft, it's really, really quick. It just catches up so quick. So once I got close, I knew that if I could get a good exit out of that last corner, that I'd have every chance.
Yeah, so right up to that halfway point, mate, you're still thinking on your feet, and obviously made a tire pressure adjustment, and that paid dividends as well. Like, the car did look, at the exception, I think, of quite a few laps down into Degner 2, was still wanting to back in there, but the car did look a lot tidier in the stint 2 post pit stop. So, I haven't driven the car for a long, long time, but I do remember it always being a little bit pushy, a little bit understeering, and it almost looked, we were watching you in official practice tonight, and the car looked like it had a lot of rotation on it. So it looked like maybe slightly stiffer rear sway bar or something to get the thing to rotate. But obviously I guess the byproduct is you just got to manage that entry oversteer once it does want to turn.
It was funny. Look, I had another setup, and the way that the car was configured was a bit unexpected. It was running a rear diff that was pretty high, so that's where all of that automatic rotation was coming from. It was just basically wanting to over-rotate whenever you turn the car, but it was helpful once I got used to it. But that was just the way it had to be set up for that track, because otherwise it just would have understeered, like you said. So after I got used to that, it was good out the corners and that.
Yeah, well, there you go, viewers. Loose is fast. Perko has just displayed that. Well done, mate, and congratulations on a beautiful feature race win here tonight. And yeah, opportunities yours, mate. If you want to shout out to your sponsors or your fan base, the floor is yours.
Yeah, shout out to MatchFit guys. Thanks again. Always appreciate it. And yeah, thank you.
Awesome, mate. There you go, Lee Perkins, aka Larry for Wally Baker. Avid supporter. I'm sure Larry, you can respect that Wally's probably dancing around the garage right now, even with a bandage on his leg.
Yes. No doubt.
There you go. Yeah, so there you go. Thank you very much, Lee Perkins from P1
Thanks,
here
guys.
tonight.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Perko.
Davo. There you go. That is round 8 done and dusted, and what a spectacle it was too. And appreciate everyone for hanging in there and watching this broadcast with Davo and myself. And Davo, I shall let you pay some bills, and I guess I'll see everybody else. If you're tuning in regular, I'll see you on Monday night.
Monday night, ladies and gentlemen, that's correct. Thank you so much, J-Man. Yes, so Monday night we have, not this calendar, we've got a different colour. So MatchFit on a Monday night is LMU over at Round-8 Racing. Tuesday night is Gen 3 V8 Supercars with Supercars NZ in iRacing. We have been also broadcasting on a Wednesday night for Asrnz as they dip their toes into the iRacing pond with their Porsche Cup series, which I think actually wraps up next Wednesday, so join in for that. And then we'll be back here on Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll bring the calendar up. And we are going to the first, where are we? Kailami, South Africa. Great track. That's going to be awesome. We love that place. The boys love it as well. Always delivers some awesome racing. What else? We need to just quickly smash out here. I'm going to throw this QR code up quickly again before I run away. And we wrap this stuff up. This is a collaboration, obviously, between GAMAFLARE, MATCHFIT Entertainment, SimBlack's on board, Mozza on board, whole bunch of people on board in the Get a Sim giveaway. All you got to do is get your phone out, viewers, scan that QR code there, jump over there, and sign up to go in the draw to win what you can see on screen there. I think it gets drawn in June or something there. It says in the fine print. But yeah, seat, rig, wheel, direct drive wheels and pedals and Mozza stuff. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff there. All you got to do is get your box and hook your monitor up, and you will be racing with these boys before you know it. So quickly get your phone out, scan that, and we are gonna wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. We will be back again next week at Kailami. Please give us a thumbs up, guys, and help grow our channel and help support Asrnz in the process. And we will see you next week at Kalami. But yeah, here's your notifications so that you can keep up with our stuff on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night as well. See you later, guys. Thank you.